Hmm. I had no excuse the other day. Yesterday rather. Well, I did have an excuse. I didn't put out a video yesterday. I'm having trouble with my new computer, and I am currently using the old computer right now because the new computer, when trying to listen, is getting a lot of static, a lot of popping sounds, and I am trying to fix the damn thing, and it's just not working right now. So I'm gonna have to get it replaced. So I'm over here right now, talking through the old computer. So anyway, I want to talk about an incident that happened last week between U.S. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, our favorite nut to talk about, and a congresswoman from Michigan that I never heard of until last week, Debbie Dingell. And what happened was, with the U.S. Supreme Court more than likely going to go and discuss and talk about the constitutionality of Roe versus Wade, we will have to see what happens. But the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Women's Health Protection Act, and it's not likely to pass in the U.S. Senate, considering what the makeup of the U.S. Senate is right now. But after the passage of the Women's Health Protection Act in the U.S. House of Representatives, congressional Democrats, and it is possible that there might have been one or two Republicans in there. I do know Republicans who don't have a problem with it on that issue, but I'm going to say it's probably just 100% Democrats that were on the footsteps of the Capitol with the photo op, and of course Marjorie Taylor Greene. Um, she decided to make an ass out of herself, like she likes to do, and Debbie Dingell responded, and they expressed very, very choice words for each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you the event and give you my take on, well, everything. Let me just do this real quick. Okay. And you'll see what happened. So.
All right, let's set the scene for you, Democrats in the House. It just passed a bill to codify Roe versus Wade, that landmark Supreme Court decision making abortion legal. They were preparing for pictures and a press conference when this happened.
Should all be ashamed.
That's Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene shouting. At first, it appears that a number of Democrats and others gathered on the steps of the Capitol. And that was Michigan Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, a Democrat, shouting back. From there, let's just say things escalated.
You know what? Killing a baby up until birth is a lack of civility. It's called murder. Hey, how about the order down there? Lack of civility. How about lack of laws or protecting and upholding our Constitution?
You should practice the basic thing you're taught in church. Respect your
Church? Are you kidding me? Try being a Christian.
She stood at the top of the Capitol steps and yelled at a group of us.
We spoke with Dingell Friday after this encounter from about noon the same day. Dingell tells us Greene had been yelling for 10 minutes before she stepped in.
So I don't want anybody to copy me, but on the other hand, I don't think people have to put up with bullying. I've been bullied at too many points in my life. I was trying to get her to just be civil because she comes after people. None of us wants to push back, but I will tell you, she did leave.
And as you can see, Greene is walking away here. Speaker Nancy Pelosi was about to give a press conference on the Women's Health Protection Act, which Democrats passed in the House in a mostly party-line vote. It's an attempt to continue providing women access to abortion. As you heard, Greene vehemently expressed her pro-life position, but also her stance on other topics of the day. The confrontation then moving online, Dingell tweeting to be a good neighbor and don't mess with Michigan women. Greene responding in kind. All House Democrats are evil and will kill unborn babies all the way up to birth and then celebrate. You might fall down the stairs when you're unhinged and hypocritically preaching about being civil, going to church, and killing babies. You're a joke. That last part, a jab at Dingell, stumbling slightly as the exchange culminated.
Life.
Being a Christian attracts
Support life. Decently. Watch your step, lady. You're going to fall down. Control yourself.
Do you think she went there to provoke?
I do believe that. But I would still sit down with her and say, why do we have to do that?
And of course, we reached out to Congresswoman Greene's offices in D.C. and in Georgia. No response by news time. Hillary Golston, on the edge.
Let me do this. Okay, I'm gonna give you my take on this, and when it comes to abortion, I'm a male. It's none of my damn business. Okay, I don't particularly like it. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have it, but I would never interfere with a woman's right to choose. It is not my place to do it, and even if you're wanting to make sure that nobody has an abortion. I mean, I just, I'm not even trying to say that people who are pro-life there are people who are pro-life who are good people, but there are some people who are pro-life. They do it as a culture war wedge issue, and Marjorie Taylor Greene represents the ugly side of the pro-life movement. In a lot of ways, I do not think she's pro-life. Marjorie Taylor Greene is violent. Look what she did with this January 6th insurrection. As far as I'm concerned, her role in that insurrection, it was her own little tiny way of trying to jumpstart the Turner Diaries. And if y'all don't know what the Turner Diaries is, I suggest people to indeed look it up. A very disturbing novel. She harasses Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and there's good reasons to be skeptical and angry at AOC right now at the moment, but not for the reasons that Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to have her locked up. Because a few months ago, Marjorie Taylor Greene was advocating locking up AOC for the crime of being a socialist, and she's not really a socialist, I'm finding out, unfortunately enough. Marjorie Taylor Greene with her QAnon conspiracy theories about Democrats holding satanic rituals in Washington, D.C., killing little babies and raping children, really. I mean, the QAnon crap, I call her QAnon Karen for a reason. And then, of course, you got the conspiracy theory of Jewish satellite in outer space shooting lasers into California, causing wildfires. A little bit of anti-Semitism. I see that Marjorie Taylor Greene likes to dabble with. And then she talks about Black Lives Matter and Antifa, and in these commercials wanting to go and actually, shoot target practices at Black Lives Matter, Antifa, socialism, that sort of thing. She's, as far as I'm concerned, she's a white nationalist. She's a white nationalist that's elected into Congress. And the difference between her and David Duke is that we could go and do a Google search and see David Duke wearing his little swastika back then. Just because Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't sport around a swastika doesn't mean she's not with the alt-right. I don't particularly care for conservatism in its broad sense, but having that said, there is a big difference between being an annoying right-wing twit like Sean Hannity or someone like that, and then going there with someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who, as far as I'm concerned, she is the alt-right voice in Congress right now. And I urge for her to be removed, and that is my position. Without apologies, she needs to be removed from Congress. Now, as I said, getting back to the abortion, I mean, even those who are concerned about, what they believe, where life begins at conception and all of that. Here's the thing: safety, public health. Because if you have a law that gets rid of it, then you're going to have women going to the back alleys, and it'll be unsafe conditions, and it's not. It wouldn't. It's not. It's going to cause more problems than it's worth. So, and the thing about it is, if those who are pro-life want to see less abortions, well, let's have universal health care. Let's have more aggressive anti-poverty programs, things of that nature. And no, I'm not saying put the law into place and get the social programs. I'm saying that there will be an incentive to be less of that, and be more liberal on contraceptions and birth control. I mean, to me, that's a no-brainer right there. And but someone like Marjorie Taylor Greene would never see it that way, and because Marjorie Taylor Greene is, she's a fanatic, and she's an unpleasant person. Gosh, unpleasant person. That's like the kindest thing I could ever say about Marjorie Taylor Greene. But the thing about it is, Debbie Dingell was in the right, and Marjorie Taylor Greene was in the wrong, and it's just, she's just, whether she's stalking David Hogg or stalking AOC, I feel sorry she starts stalking Marjorie Taylor. I mean, start stalking Debbie Dingell. I mean, she needs to be removed from Congress right now, and and I hope that she's not going to be reelected, because, I mean, she's worse than Michelle Bachmann. She's worse than U.S. Senator Jesse Helms when he was the senator here in North Carolina, which made me, as a North Carolinian, hang my head in shame. So anyway, the thing about it is, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's horrible, and I don't like her. Anyway, if you like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree with what I have to say, well, comment anyway. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform, utilize it, because we are the muckrakers of our time. And hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And until next time, I am American Social Democracy. And I want to say hello to both Les Bones and Radical Leftist Agenda. And I want to say hello to y'all, and I wish everybody a great day. And until next time, peace, class struggle now.